I felt like a sub 5 yesterday. I was at the mall, picking up girls as usual, with my phone cam on, all that. And I was going to each and every girl, and all of them had this weird face when I first approached them. It was almost like, yeah, dude, you're sub 5, don't even speak to me. It was almost like a face that resembled that kind of rhetoric inside their mind. It was really weird for me. It was the first time I've ever approached with a do-rag on. I thought it would give me this westernized look, but for some reason it just made women treat me differently. I don't know, maybe it's the day I went, okay? Maybe I kind of coped. I was like, maybe it's because it's a Saturday. Maybe on Saturdays, girls don't actually want to be approached. They're there with their family, with their friends. They don't want to get approached. Because I used to approach during the weekday, right? With all the videos that I have on my channel. We have approach calls. But it was so funny for me. Being a sub 5 and approaching girls, you should actually try it. You should go out there, right? Feel how it feels to get rejected and just move on. Like for me, it never really moved me in any way. I wasn't really touched by any girl who rejected me. I was like, okay, cool, it's fine, whatever. It's because I've been accepted by girls who are much hotter and, who I've deemed way more hotter than them. So it doesn't really affect my internal compass, if you know what I'm saying. So that's the mentality that you must, go with. But if you don't have that result, if you don't have those results where you've actually approached certain goals and you've actually won, and you've succeeded, it's going to be very tough going out there and trying out, because it's going to be very tough to your ego, because whenever you get rejected, it's going to be, assigned to your ego, okay? But the truth is, bro, it's like, as long as you're lookable, I swear to God, you can dress yourself well, you can speak, like a lot of these girls don't mind being approached, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go do it just so you can get a girlfriend. I'm saying go do it so you can become more confident. I'm saying go do it so you can actually build up, life credit for your future self. So your future self looks back at it and it's like, you know what, I was happy I went through that because I learned this, this, and this, and this. I learned this, this, and this, and this. For me, approaching girls made me able to basically get jobs. Okay, I used to do code approach when I was young, like 19, 18, without the video camera or anything like this for the channel. And it got to a point where, when I was 19, I had to go approach someone for a job. And because I had been approaching girls, it was so easy for me. It was like, oh, this is easy peasy. This is nothing to me, And I landed the job. I knew what to say. I knew what to do. So for me, whenever you're doing all of these things, right, looks maxing, let's say you looks maxing for a girl, this and this, it actually echoes out in other realms in your life. Like it echoes out in the money you're making. It echoes out in the amount of friends you can make. It echoes out in the amount of just sheer success in your life. It echoes out in all those other realms. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those weird things that I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was looks maxing and cutting my hair. Now I have dreads. Okay, I have dreadlocks right now. I know that this is gonna echo out in some sort of way. Okay. The first time I ever looks maxed, okay, and I did dreads, I got a job somehow. I literally got a job. It was one of the biggest reasons why I got that job was because of the hair. It was, for me, it was like, there's no fucking, it was like I almost saw the future. Okay, it was almost like I almost saw the future. It was ridiculous, but I wasn't ready for that job, unfortunately. One thing I didn't really understand when I was younger is that you can't go back. Okay, when you get a job, and let's say you don't have to do a lot for that job, in terms of just like, you don't have to use your mind a lot, you don't have to do, what you will face will not be, the challenges you will face will not be IQ related. They'll be like social dynamic related, okay? So you might have a manager who's on your throat, or you might have some sort of person who's there who's giving you a lot of problems. It's only because, in life, there's many things you got to work on. It's not just IQ related things. This is why guys who go study like to be like a aeroscience or like an aerospace engineer or something like that, in their workspaces, they don't have to deal with these work politics that we normal people have to deal with. Okay, they've got a desk, they've got the fucking cube. No one gives them any problems. They've got the AC, they've got the remote. It's right there. They can go grab coffee whenever they want. No one gives them any problems because they've basically calibrated their entire life so that their IQ is the only thing that's valued in that certain environment. Now, for us normal people, when we're working in jobs, our jobs don't really require much IQ or anything like that. So what happens is we have to deal with the other things that really just fuck up work life, okay? So you might have to deal with, a certain manager or certain person in the company who doesn't want you there, who's trying to chase you away. These type of things you're going to probably be dealing with, okay? And depending on how, like, you have evolved as a human being and you've been challenged and you've worked on yourself, you will be dealing with these things much better as a human being if you've actually challenged yourself out there. Simple things as like approaching goals, right? Dealing with just the mere fact of just the uncomfortability of talking to someone who you don't know, that echoes out in other realms when it comes to your personal development as a human being. You might find that now, because you did that at 26, you've got this new job, but the people there maybe don't like you because of certain things. You don't care, because when you used to approach goals, you didn't care how people viewed you at the mall, because now you've got that mentality. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I felt like a sub 5. I felt like a fucking sub 5, bro. And I was like, what the fuck? What's going on, Maybe I need the glasses. I don't know, okay? And I felt like, man, that was a 4-0. I got beaten 4-0 there. I can't believe I got beaten 4-0. You know what I'm saying? It was really bad. So, because the first few times I was getting success every single time. Every single time I pressed that camera, I was getting success. So I'm just realizing right now that there's something that's changed that I haven't noticed, okay? That's changed in the air. Anyways, man, that's Label Black, man. With another video, man. Peace. Hope you guys are doing good. I'll see you guys on the other side, man. Peace.